Oh
Hello.
my God. Oh my God, Sameena. Oh my God. Just go for the ride. Just come for the ride right now. We're going to get something else done for you that you needed to get done Thursday. Just fasten your seatbelts and this is all for you. This is the vortex for you. This is not my will. You want to fuck this up? Then shame on you. Okay, get ready for the ride, little one. Okay, hold on.
I
What the
see
hell's
the
going on?
living room in case you don't know.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to show you that, and then I'm going to
Okay.
switch it now. Okay, we're going on another ride. Okay, totally different direction. 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like how do I set this up? Holy shit. Hold on. How do I set this up? Okay, Samina, look at me, look at me. I'm going to play for you is the 30-minute booking session I had with John, starting with meditation and then finished it. It was so profound, it's going to blow your mind. It's like it's so good. It's the only thing we're going to put inside of the group to get booked to book others. It's here is a 30-minute session that occurred when Scott took Johnny through, and Johnny said, "Bring me any. Here are all the books I have. Amaze me, Scott. You pick anything from any of these books. I've got his messages." He said,
Yeah.
"Amaze me," and I tell him the process that led to me picking this book, and it's all there. And it's like we were done in 30 minutes, and it's going to blow your mind, Sabina. And
Mm.
why we're listening to this is because right after this, it's going to be so clear. Oh shit, we got to give Johnny his Thursday instructions right now because yeah, we got to tell him no corporate stuff, corporate thing next week. Stay in the flow of what you just talked to Scott about, and he's going to start writing your. We're going to let him watch those 3 clips, the last 3 clips, right? Those are the ones he's going to listen to. He has to, right? He's in this
Mm.
momentum, and so will you be. It's going to blow your mind, Samina. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it. So, and then we're going to put this in the Facebook group and say, here's an example. Here's the story of this clip. It was 30 minutes, literally. John
Mm.
sent this message to Scott, and or Scott said to John, which one do you want to go, which book do you want to go through? And he told me the 5 books he's got, hard copies of it, and said, "You amaze me, and pick it yourself." And then and that's the story. And then you're going to see the actual session that happened after John asked for Scott to book him that way. In this session, when they watch this, Amina, everybody will want to get booked by me. They'll understand why nobody has their first session in a new book with anybody but this fucking guy. Okay, that's the story. That is the only story. We're going to do that as a Facebook ad too. You're going to want to take this and say it was so good. Johnny said, "Stop and start." Johnny goes, "Stop and start." You got to send that to me.
Mm.
And then the story also needs to say, Johnny, write this story for as a post. Johnny, write this, Johnny. And what's fascinating, just like in a, a, a stockbroker salesman booked a medical doctor to help him with his alcoholism. It's interesting that Scott, not being a copywriter and John being a copywriter, Scott was booking John, but then the organic process turned out that Johnny asked me a question because he is a member of Get Booked to Book Others and is so into it. And it was organic. It's a booking session. Of course, I'm going to answer this because this is what he's meaningfully wanting to write about right now. So I just
Mm.
answered his question. And then Samina, the answers, I can't wait to watch them because I could never say what I'm about to watch here again. I don't know what happened here, Samina, but after that, after we watch this, you're going to say, "Hey, John, you know, Scott told me how phenomenal that is." I watched that session. I watched the entire session, Johnny, and because it's true, right? And Scott wanted me to watch it, the 30-minute clip that he's sending you about because it was so profound. Scott knew I had to watch this in order for me to. He said there'd be no other way for me to understand why the Trevor corporate thing has to go on hold and the momentum is right here. So therefore, here's my request, Johnny. And then boom, you're just going to say what your request is, and you'll know what it is. I'll help you with it, even right. This was unbelievable. So let me put in screen share. And now we get this done. There's no prep work for Johnny on Thursday. It's all out of our space. When do you see Granny?
This evening.
Oh, okay, great. Well, Thursday is going to be completely all free now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. What came is this is the only thing. This lease agreement that we'll talk about whenever we talk about it. And this that we could do instructions for right now. And then we can come back to the lease agreement, what that's all about if I'm still feeling it. This is just too high level right now. So let's just play this. So here we go. You can see the screen, right? You can hear my music.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn my music off, but I want you to notice I let John listen to some of this music that's playing right now. It's part of the session. Okay, hold on. Just turning it off so you don't have to hear it twice. Okay. Hold on. Pause. Okay. Is it silent now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, let me put you, I want to make sure I can see you because I can't wait to see your facial expressions. Okay, I got you in a separate window. Okay, here we go. Thumbs up if the sound's good enough. If not, I'll fix it. I got screen sharing on. Hey, do you hear the music? How's that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let me see something. Oh, it's the quietest one. It's probably better. I got screen sharing on. Hey, do you hear the music?
Yeah.
Oh, let me be quiet for a bit. So, sounds great?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's only 30 minutes. It's going to blow your mind. I got screen sharing on. Hey, do you hear? But it's not about blowing your mind because you don't want to have your mind blown. I know that. I'm just saying that if we do this, you are going to do whatever you say after this. I won't even have to tell you what to say, John. I don't like it, Sameena. Just listen to this and I won't interrupt you. And then just says, hey, John, and say whatever you want. Don't even ask me for coaching. Let it really come from you. So I didn't pervert the process here. I'm just passing on something I know John would want you to watch because his interest is giving the most value to you. And there was something in this session that was so freaking powerful that he said, stop and start. Like he knows he needs this to, for whatever he's about to do, that you're going to know what it is when you watch this. So you ready? You agree? You agree. I'm just watching with you. And then I don't even want to talk. I just want to be quiet. You say whatever you want to John. You trust yourself. That way I didn't pervert the process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. I got screen sharing on. Hey, do you hear the music?
Yeah.
Oh, let me be quiet for a bit. I want you to just experience this. I just found this beautiful mixture blend. I got two meditations, my two favorites going at the same time, like two YouTube videos playing at the same time. That's what we're listening to. I'm just going to be silent for 60 seconds. Jeez, it's like ecstasy to me. Nothing gets rid of my frantic feelings like this, man. Wow. Hello, brother, man.
Good morning. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I sent them to you, man. I sent them to you. I sent them to you this morning. Look at it later. Yeah, Jesus, wow. Yeah.
So Expert Secrets, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Did not expect that. I looked at my books. I wanted you to see the white couch when you jumped in because I was sitting there. Then I went around, looked at my books. And then the first book that got my attention was Expert Secrets, which I knew was the one we weren't going to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but do I know? I don't know. I got called to it, so I pick it up. I open it up. And then I start reading, and I'm like, oh my God. I start reading when it's about meditation, which is what I just took Sameena through. And then I also sent you a link to, if you ever wanted to do a social sharing video on Abraham, it's the clip I took her through yesterday on daydreaming. It's like what I do. It's a better thing. I thought it was meditation. I'm actually doing a daydreaming thing. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. And I can do it with this music playing only in headphones that protect me from the world. Even the physical, I wear my big headphones, it gives me this physical feeling like I'm safe. It's just weird, but I know you would get it. That kind of protecting the trauma experience, like any way you can. Yeah, just distancing yourself from people any way you can. And I know you know that.
Yeah, I do. Get a drink.
So weird, man. So weird what we're gonna do. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen here, but are you ready?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh wow. It's like it's got oh man. Okay, here we go. Page 85. It's 3 pages. You start reading and then I'll take over when I'm supposed to. So you got to get the chapter's called The Big Domino, the one thing. And clearly the language is from, our Kessler book or whatever, the one
Yeah.
thing. You're going to see that come up. But you got to understand, I opened it up to page 86, the top of 86. So let's just see what happened. Let's have you experience this. Here's what I opened it up to right there. Right. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, that's a sign. This is it. Right. Most people wake up every morning with a task list of 1,000 things to do. They go through the day trying to knock down all these things. I wake up every morning and I meditate.
I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you.
Oh my God, Johnny, give Johnny this task. Watch this whole 30 minutes at some point, right? You're going to watch it anyway. Watch it and write the story that explains the context for everything that's happening in this video. And I'm going to try something never been done before to do a Facebook ad with a 30-minute video in it. John, tell the story of this video. Like, and you might consider the story I told Sameena about this just before she's watching this right now. I drink tea or coffee. I go for a walk. Maybe I read a book. He said he might spend the 4-hour work week guy is who's talking, right? That's a quote from the 4-hour work week. He said he might spend 3 or 4 weeks doing that. Oh my God. And we do this as a webinar format. You know that if it's a 30-minute video, it's now qualifies to be a webinar. It's like we take the Facebook ad. Maybe we do it differently. We do a Facebook ad and we do some edits from this, and it takes them to a page where in order to see the full session now, this full 30 minutes, the full session, based on the story, you have to enter your email address and you'll immediately have access to the webinar. It's on-demand webinar. We call it on-demand webinar for people to be able to watch this whole thing. So yeah, you can put the whole thing on Facebook, but yeah, put the whole thing on Facebook with what I've asked John to do. And they get sent to a short landing page that's like, what do they call it? Just a squeeze page. Here's the headline to see this whole freaking phenomenal session that John just explained what the hell happened here from his perspective as he was getting booked by Scott. But it turned out John asked a question and turns the whole thing over. And the only way I could possibly answer the question, Sameena, hey, what did you get for being booked or for booking John? Watch this 30 minutes. This is what I got. So this is a real session. They have to give an email address in order to, see it. And it's part of the process. Once you see it, they'll know whether they want to have a session like that for themselves, that and nothing else. My whole goal is to slow down and look around. Instead of looking for all the tasks that I could do, I try to identify the one big domino, the one thing that if I could knock that down, remember, see, that came from that book, right? All other dominoes would either fall down or become irrelevant. So put this in green. We might as well do this. Identify the one big domino, the one thing that if I could knock that down, all the other dominoes would either fall down or become irrelevant. Isn't that neat? That is straight for that he got that from the one thing. That is the whole point of the one thing. I took Trevor through the one thing and I just said, highlight this page, Trevor, just this one question. What's the one thing that if you do this thing would make all the other things unnecessary or irrelevant or whatever? I said, put that in yellow. I go, that's the book. You don't have to read it. And that was just last week, right? And then boom, here we are again with the one thing. Like, holy shit.
Somebody's trying to tell us something.
Well, yeah. And not only that, you're going to see this thing is taking us into the one thing, the one belief that we got to knock down, that once you knock down that belief, boom, it makes every other argument irrelevant. Sorry to make this selfish, but I got to tell you, that's what came to me. But, is that, holy shit, if I just convince people, like he's going to say to do, that booking people every day is the one thing for you. For those people that it is the one thing for them, anxiety, depression, people that are entrepreneurs, it is the one thing. And it's like the only thing. If I can convince them of that, he says every other concern or argument.
Hmm. Well, can't hear you.
I just said, John asked me a question and it took me so long to answer, but I actually answered it right there. The audience is whatever I say. Let me hear it again. People that it is the one thing for them. Anxiety, depression, who are solopreneurs. Anxiety and depression, people that are solopreneurs. People that are entrepreneurs. It is the one thing. And it's like the only thing. If I can convince them of that, he says every other concern or argument becomes irrelevant. That's what I got this morning because, you see, I got this, John, just knowing that I was going to book you. So even if you didn't show up, I got this. This is what happens. It's incredible.
It is.
And I also want to share this because we are talking about booking. I booked, this is the first time we got this happening right now. I booked Jordan and a book of his choosing, the Money in the Law of Attraction, picked a section, booked him on it. Next week, he booked what I booked him in to Sameena. And right now, Samina's booking Sunshine. He's having his very first session. And it's on the session that Jordan booked Sameena on. And I just got present to. When Jordan knows that, that's what this is about. That's what AAA was always for me. But this is faster. You'd have to wait 3 months and hope your guy would book someone else. You gave it your all, but it would take months before they got their first person. And this, the way we're doing things, Jordan just got the ripple effect. He's present too. He chose a book. He got booked on it. He booked Sameena, and without doing anything, Sameena is passing on that message to a guy that is in complete scarcity financially. And that was the basis that Jordan picked his book because he's not scarcity, but he's got a lot of friends around him, and he wants to be able to, make that difference for them because he sees the, like the circle or whatever, the circle completed. God, John, are you hearing this? I also said this. When you asked me the questions, I gave you two audiences, and the two audiences are the exact same answer that I gave you here. It's just so fast, it's hard to hear. But that's validating. I'm consistent, man. I'm consistent. Itself here today with Sameena booking this guy who's then going to go book another session with me, and then he's going to book either Sameena or Jordan. Or if you want to get the book, it's called the Collection. It's got 3 books in it. It's got the Vortex, Money in the Law of Attraction, and Basic Teachings. But anyway, you could be part of it if that happened. Without further ado, let's get into it, man. So start from the beginning, page 85. The big.
Can't hear you, Scotty.
Just laughing. I stop it here because I'm such a master salesman. Notice what I just did unconsciously. I left you with no choice but to go buy the book. okay, but not make you feel awkward and having to say yes or no. I move right along. Domino.
Secret number 5, the big domino, the one thing. I was sitting in a room with about 120 other successful entrepreneurs, all of whom had made at least $1 million a year, a requirement to be in that room. One of the featured keynote speakers was Tim Ferriss, the author of the 4-Hour Workweek. After his presentation, he opened up the floor for questions. A woman stood up and asked, "Hey, Tim, you seem to get so much done. What is it that you do all day?" He paused for a moment, then gave an awkward half smile and said, "If you watched my daily routine, you'd be bored out of your mind. Most people wake up every morning with a task list of 1,000 things to do. They go through the day trying to knock down all these things. I wake up every morning and I meditate. I drink tea or coffee. I go for a walk and maybe I read a book." He said he might spend 3 or 4 weeks doing that and nothing else. "My whole goal is to slow down and look around. Instead of looking for all the tasks that I could do, I try to identify the one big domino, the one thing that if I could knock that down, all other dominoes would either fall down or become irrelevant." When he said that, I had an aha moment. I haven't yet figured out how to implement this in my personal life, but when it comes to how I sell things, he was 100% right.
Okay, pause.
Okay.
I want to continue here, right from here.
Okay.
The first step to creating belief is figuring out, so belief in the customer, the prospect. The first step to creating belief is figuring out the one thing you have to get someone to believe. Just that one thing, that if we get them to believe that, that belief will knock down all their other objections, making them irrelevant or disappear altogether. So put in green, the first step to creating belief is figuring out the one thing you have to get someone to believe, and just only that, green.
Okay.
In green, and then the
Got it.
rest in pink. And the pink is the promise. If we can do that, then the promise is that belief, right, in pink, that will knock down all their other objections, make them irrelevant or disappear altogether. Holy shit. I get that. Not just in my head. I get that. That would be true. Because every single person that I ended up booking and like recovered, I got them to believe somehow by who I was or whatever, how, I don't know, that booking was the one thing. And it was like, you had to do this or else, you know, you're going to never recover. You're going to have a shitty life forever. Like I didn't have to say that. I never did, but that was who I was being, man. I knew this was true. The one thing. And I get it. They don't have any concerns after that. We're not talking about how much does this cost or this or that, or but what if I could do it on Wednesdays? It was like, no, once they believe that, I told them when we're going to meet and how this thing was going to work, and that's the way it went. You know, there's no resistance because the one thing was so clear.
Yeah.
A little while later, I was okay. Now okay. Now you read a bit.
Okay.
A little while later.
A little while later, I was talking to a friend and mentor, Perry Belcher. He told me how he had gone back and analyzed all the different offers that his companies had created and sold over the past 10 years. He discovered that the more things they asked someone to believe in their sales pitch, the worse the offer converted. In fact,
put in orange, just so it grabs your attention. Geez, just these words. The worse the offer converted. Just those words. The worse the offer converted.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In fact, he figured out that if they tried to make more than one point or ask someone to focus on more than one thing in a sales message, conversion rates drop by half.
Put that in orange. Conversion rates drop by half. So it's important information, right? To know that's how you fail.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay. He then said, look at how many things a prospect has to believe in order to buy what you're selling. If it's more,
too many things with us, eh, John?
Yeah.
Too many things.
If it's more than one, then you need to rework your sales presentation.
Yeah. If it's more than one, orange, then green, you have to rework your sales presentation. If it's more than one, green, sorry. If it's more than one, orange, then you have to rework your sales presentation, green. This is such a short and powerful chapter, I'll tell you.
It is.
I bet you we could stop right now after that, and it's like, holy fuck, let's just consider what just happened here. It's like two powerful messages. Go ahead.
After hearing that, I knew we had to go back and look at everything we were selling. We asked ourselves, what's the one thing? What is the one big domino or of belief that we need to knock down?
Put that in yellow because that's a powerful question. What's the one thing? What is the one big domino or belief that we need to knock down? I'm just present to holy shit, man. you're going to be taking Sameena through this at some point. This is going to be so powerful for her to get this message. I can't wait till whenever that happens. Wow. You're going to give her this message, man. You're going to teach what this message. Wow.
Every product has one big domino, one thing that will knock down all the smaller objections and resistance. If we can get people to believe in that one thing, they will have to buy.
Then they will have to buy it. So if we
Yeah.
can get them, if we get them to believe this one thing, then they will have to buy it.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's cool. No rush, man. Yeah.
So here's my question. What is the one belief that we have to get people to adopt? And you were saying that if we could get people to believe that doing this process of booking with another person would make them what? Or what?
Okay, hold on. No more talking. What's coming first of all, it's only true for this category of people. This is a big step, big breakthrough. This is whatever I'm about to say will only be true for this category of people. People with these, I'm going to say these words, but it's not necessarily in this order. I just want you to get the world of it, Johnny. Right? Just get the world of it. We're not saying thought addictions because now you have to convince the person to believe a second thing, right? What's a thought addiction, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
I want you to get this. This would only be true whatever God's going to tell me the answer is. All I know is I don't know the second question. I know the first part, which is must be known in the question. So those people who are debilitated sufficiently with a combination of these persistent experiences, thoughts, emotions, whatever you want to call it, this world that I'm going to describe right now. Johnny and Sameena, the words that are true for Sameena, and you can even say like put self-hatred in it, but Johnny definitely understands as well as Sameena does the experience of, and so do I, obviously, right? Depression, anxiety, worry, that for sure. If these people have those three, that for sure, that's what's coming to me. That for sure, right? Yes, we can't say anxiety and, in these words on Facebook ads, but at least we know the truth. If we could use these words, we would. Anxiety, worry, depression, worry, anxiety. It's that world that John.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not just that. They have to have that problem, and they also have to be. And I got the acronym DWA. DWA, right? That's a hook. DWA. We just so we don't have to keep saying in other words, depression, worry, anxiety. DWA, right? We just call it DWA, right? If you're a person who is, which we call DWA, depression, worry, anxiety. John will know what I mean. That's in the writing. A person like it's not like Sameena. It's like there's got to be a business aspect to it that is very similar to Sameena's, right? Like because we know this is the only thing that is going to get her out of this place. I know this is the only thing that's going to get me out of this place, right? I know that she knows it. It's the only thing, right? It's not just about anxiety, worry, depression. It's about having those things when you're a fucking solopreneur, and it's hard enough to not have those things as soon as you got those things in your space, like as a persistent thing, there you are fucked. It doesn't matter who your ghostwriter is or whatever, you're screwed. So that's what I know. Now, Can you ask me your question again? So now I can answer your question, because it's only true if the people are in that world that I can only describe to you as Sameena's world that she's in. Just take away the, the drama of the, the bankruptcy signing date, quad real, take that out, right? Yes, those things are definitely having a factor, a factor with her, right? That the bankruptcy or whatever is a very unique thing. But I think, we're not just trying to market to people who are about to lose and get evicted and, they're about to sign bank. No, but it's people who, have these kind of issues that are, it doesn't matter what the specific thing is. It's just this thing has paralyzed them and has destroyed their life, their business, their business, or it looks that way. And and you're sure it already has. Yeah, you have to be fucked. Just like that was the thing, how I qualified addicts. I would ask them when I first met them and we're about to have our session, I'd say, are you fucked? And the way they answered that question, I knew how fucked they were, and I knew which page to start in the big book. If they said, yeah, man, I'm so fucked, it was just like that was the question. Then we just go straight into the steps, no resistance.
Okay, now this means that unlike what we thought before, that
Wait. The download's not over yet. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
let's
Something else
continue.
just came right when you started to speak. Let me just be present to it. Yeah, maybe this is the answer to your question. I don't know, but this came to me that I just got to find the words. And the reason that this works, and the reason this works for those kinds of people like me and Sameena, is because for people like me and Sameena, you know what it is that fuels us? It's our work, our specific work, which involves counseling, consulting, working with people in any capacity, working with people face-to-face, individual sessions, face-to-face, right? With clients, let that kind of work, whether it's healing work, whatever you want to call it, but it is this. Sure, you're saying this. We should also add the phrase, the word therapy, or counseling. In therapy, it's huge, just like meditation. So into what we just discussed later on in this video. That's what fuels us. And so we find ourselves in this fucked place eventually when the depression and worry and the hopelessness starts to kind of, you lose track of your vision. You can't see it anymore. And so now you're fucked, right? And because you can't see your vision, all these negative feelings and thoughts and emotions start to overtake you. And and then what's the quickest way to get your vision back? Helping people every day, right? Doing something that makes a difference, like a profound difference that you want to make with people every day, right? And so now you're all of a sudden out of the paradigm of, okay, I got to get clients, get my marketing right. I got to do this, do that, spend money, and I'm going to race against time to get a client that'll pay me, right? That's also part of that world. So what the getting booked to book others process does, particularly if you are doing it every day, that's what I can say, man. I mean, let me be straight. Can I sell that up front? No, but I can tell you that's the truth. Particularly if you do it every day, you will never have a shortage of money or time again. When I was booking people every day in AA, not working on my business, I don't even know how I made over $100,000 that year. I think the next year too. Working, it wasn't even work. Maybe I made one call a month that was, or made 15 minutes worth of calls a month that was inspired. It would just magically turn into whatever I needed to turn into. It's fucking weird. But that's what this is all about. It's for those kind of people like me and Sameena, right? And even if you're not got that anxiety and worry going on, you might be someone like Jordan, someone like me that is like recovered and just just loves the idea of being part of doing something for someone for free, knowing that they're going to pass. So again, John, notice what I'm saying. It's what I said actually earlier in our conversation. Here it is again. It's consistent. It's validating. This is it, man. For a round of test offers. Pass that message on to someone else, like what's happened. I told you with Sameena and Sunshine today. I booked like that whole ripple effect. Sorry, Johnny, I meant test audiences and test ad creative. The goal is 3 ads a day. A chain reaction. And Christians will understand the message I just said. Multi-level marketing would understand the message I just said, right? If you're a person that is not fucked, in other words, to me, those are audiences, right? Multi-level marketing, that's an audience. Another audience is Christianity. Like Peng Yun says to get yourself 10 different audiences to test inside the campaign. There's a couple more. If you already understand, Jesus recruiting Christians to recruit, you just know, like somehow MLM or whatever, the joy of that, man. The joy of that, making a difference that gets passed on, and so on and so on. That. Okay, well, then you might actually come into this offer because you're so abundant, and this just seems like you just know. There's no way. In other words, you're like Jordan, right? So what's Jordan? I'm going to ask Jordan to watch this with me one day and say, Jordan, what do you think that other test audience is that would, attract a guy like you through a Facebook ad into this booking others to book others, get booked to book others? Other way you'd ever want to volunteer your time. In fact, if you used to volunteer your time ever before this date, you will get a taste of this. And I bet you every single person that does get a taste of booking another person, right? Just once, and knowing that person booked one other person, and you get to know that just once. I bet you whatever you were doing to volunteer, even if it was the most meaningful work, you thought, helping people that were dying or whatever the cause, I bet you each and every person, if they had that experience, would stop their volunteering there and put all their time here. I bet you. Wow. Now you can speak whenever you want, John.
Well, when I first started thinking about it, one of the things I was thinking of, you had said part of the problem had been that that we had been targeting people of lower vibration, and that by doing that, maybe the results weren't going to be so good. And so that's what I was wondering, because you're talking about.
Okay, here. Interruption. Which book was it? Whatever thing I booked Sameena in Traffic Secrets. I'll book you in Traffic Secrets. Have Sameena book you in this section of Traffic Secrets. There's a message there. It was so powerful. You're supposed to do 3 ads every day. As impossible that is, right? We don't even do 3 ads a week. I put one up again today. I'm just saying that's the goal. When we are finally out of all this distraction, Sameena and I, all we know is that we got to be testing, right? Doing 3 different ads, different audiences. It's always different audience. It's just different audiences, different hooks. That's the message that we got in this thing. Different audiences, different hooks. We can't be having this discussion about, problems that were from the problems. We just got to do that. And I just answered a question of yours and gave you an answer. And we got to just look at it, as profound as that is, as passionate as I am with that message. It's just ad creative to test. We can't. Yeah, that's what I learned from Dan Henry. Dan Henry said he used to use Facebook, and he used to go after the people that he thought would be interested in him. And then at some point he decided to let it go and just let Facebook tell him who was interested in him. And then he got all these different ages, and it was a demographic that he never would have come up with that idea. And that's one of his key messages in his $2,000 program that I watched, is that you just got to fucking test messages and see who gravitates. But I answered your question from the vortex, so I would definitely trust that ad campaign and that ad set of audiences that we think might fit into the various hooks. Wow, eh? This is what I've gotten from booking, man. I learned this from these books, from booking others. That's why I can't forget it. The passion of the message is in me because the passion was in me when I delivered it to Sameena.
Hey, stop recording and start again. I need that.
I got screen sharing on. Hey, do you hear the music?
Yeah.
Oh, let me be quiet for a bit. I want you to just experience this. I just found this beautiful.
Can't hear you.
You can see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you, there's more to our session, but for whatever reason, I guess it's stopping there. But that's good because I'll find the other part of it anyway. But I want to tell you what came to me to write down is going to happen next. It's not what I thought when I was talking to you. Download came again because I'm still in the high level, right? I'm not dipping yet. I'm still there. John books Samu on Saturday. Yeah, John books you on this session this Saturday. Do you agree to go into the calendar and pick and just go in there and 11 a.m. because what happens then? He's going to book you on that, and if you agree to that, then here's what happens. Therefore, on that day after he books you on that subject, this message, that's the best time for us to schedule him to write the story that I said, right? That explains all this, the webinar, that I said earlier in here. And then turn this all into like he's telling the story of this video and what the hell this thing's all about. And also doing it in like a squeeze page that, if you get to your email, here's what you're going to get. This incredible. And he tells the story again about what happened here. That was so spiritual. He doesn't even have to say the word God. Just say what happened here. John asked me to book him in it says, amaze me. Pick any of these books. I got 6 books. You pick anything from any of them. And boom, I share what happened. And the rest is like unbelievable. This is what it's like to get booked by Scott. Right? Then, because we know that, Sameena, it makes sense. You can't ask him to do this tonight because remember I told you, tell him whatever you want, but don't ask him to do that tonight because the best time to schedule that task is Saturday after he's booked you and he's relived the experience him and I had because he's passed it on to you. Right then, he starts to write what happened here.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
See, he listens to that session of him and I. Then he books you in that session, of exactly what he went. So he's reliving it so many times here, right? And then, boom, it's going to be easy and quick for him. Like it's just going to happen sometime that day. He's just going to all of a sudden write it, right? Probably right after, but who knows? The vortex works weird, who knows? Okay, then I put, if that's the case, then, okay, well then, you should probably just say, hey, John, I agree with Scott about, listen to the doing this particular writing on Saturday, and it's all in this clip. Scott played the video edit of him, of him booking you and what happened, the incredible stuff that showed up here, in that session with Scott. And, inside it is like what we want you to be writing about on Saturday inside that video. And for this Thursday, right? That's where you could tell them. So given that, right, I would say, John, watch these 3 videos, right? These 3 videos that we thought he was going to watch 2 weeks from now. Remember those 3 videos that are at the very bottom?
Yeah.
Right? Because those are the ones we were going to do corporate offer first, flooring offer first, then that 2 weeks from now. Just have it. So I don't know what you're going to say. I really don't, because I'm only present to what I just went through right now. But you just need to just say something to John that's introducing this video and also introducing, so John, there's these 3 videos at the bottom of this page, right? That weren't supposed to be watched for a couple weeks. I actually want you to watch those 3 videos to support you. And what I'd like you to do some writing now, if you could, and send to me sometime anything you can, right, before you get on your booking session with me, which, by the way, that's the message, John. I'm going on your calendar to book, and I'm going to have you take me through what Scott took you through, because that's what you do. His calendar's there. You don't have to say, may I? People book. You're just telling them. You're not asking permission.
I think it's already booked off. I see myself there on Saturday on the
With
calendar
John?
with John.
Okay,
yeah.
just tell them that's what you want to get booked in. I just want you to know I'm already scheduled. That's what I want you to book me in. And then after you do that, John, you're going to see that what I want you to write about, that's all about the session I just watched you had with Scott. That's what you're going to write about. Like, so write it when you're in the same momentum. Now that you know that, John, you don't have to watch this session, the instructions for it at all right now, because there's a limited amount of time. I want to ask you to do whatever you can to actually send me tangible writing that I could use, right? Based upon whatever you do. It's 11 a.m. right now. Whatever you do right now, whenever you ended up seeing this video, and whether it's now or before Thursday, whatever the case may be, and you might want to watch this footage in preparation for booking me, John, because there's new downloads that came through Scott as we were watching your session together. A couple new little things came out. And I think you should watch that in preparation for booking me, John. And I can't wait to you book me through this experience that I won't remember when I wake up tomorrow. Like, that was profound, John, what I watched. And really just tell him, acknowledge him for what you just saw, how amazing that was. And then say, that's why we got to write about that thing on Saturday. But John, watch these 3 clips. And after you watch these 3 clips, and what those 3 clips are about, say it in the least amount of words you can. Otherwise, it's just a lot more video for him to do, right? Give him something that you want him to be writing, or you know what I mean? Just watch those 3 clips, and then these are what those 3 clips are about. And then if you can focus on getting me some writing, anything back before you go to bed, or he doesn't write on Friday, but whatever, before you book me on Saturday morning. So if that means getting it to me Thursday night, and you feel like maybe this time you do feel inspired to do some writing on Friday, I don't know. All I know is the vortex can do anything. So I'm not going to limit the possibilities. Just write something that is giving me something tangible that I can use to support. Oh, and that's what came to me because of this, Sameena. It says he's starting to write on Thursday. So after he watches the 3 videos about your Integrity Choices $7,000 offer, Sameena, right? Which, by the way, get this, Sameena, people will learn about this $7,000 offer who we're working with in this 4-week offer that Johnny sent to us this morning that I told you was really great. You and I could run with this, and we could totally start putting the funnel together for those free sessions. But those people are getting 4 weeks free, which is actually a 6-month program that's $7,000 US. See the significance now? So you're basically saying, John, these 3 clips are, see, John sent us the writing that we're going to complete and perfect to start getting people in. We take it over now, period. There's no more edits with John. He gave us the 2 edits. He gave us all he got. We take it over and we own it. And we're going to get people coming in through our Facebook ads that go to a landing page that want this turnaround offer. We're going to be working on that, right? Boom. So that's complete, John. Thank you. Then, right, this other thing's happening Saturday. It's amazing. But, right? So it's like, boom, John, right? Imagine, just like his ad says, imagine. The ad copy is imagine. John, I want you to imagine that copy, Scott and I took it over, and now we're getting people accepting this thing. We did it before. We gave people 4 weeks for free passion projects, and we weren't clear about the price though. But now it's going to be, it's 4 free sessions to experience the transformation. Whether, you end up continuing with the other 5 months on the journey with us, that's up to you, no pressure. But here's our offer. So it's like, while they're going through, because they're going to ask, why are you doing this for free? You got to be able to say, well, quite frankly, we have a $7,000 offer for people that want to take us up on our coaching for 6 months that has payment plan options. But if price is an issue at all, then obviously we don't want you to take this. Just like you experienced Bastion did with you, right?
Mhm.
If you know, no matter what we do, you will not be able to afford 7,000 US for a $6,000, a 6-month program, getting the first month for free, right? With Scott and Samu, and those through videos explain the offer, then we wouldn't allow them in the funnel. That wouldn't be wise.
Yeah.
So having said that, I'm going to stop and start now and say whatever you want to say to John without my help. Just take whatever time you want.